Hello. Welcome back to January 2026 XDF Records. We had a fantastic start to the year after a brilliant end, and we have many world records to go through. So, congratulations to Woe with 24 world records taking the title this month, 2 with 23, Goblin with 20 playing before the Cool Cup that is coming up. Then we had Shinx, Shiro, Kyle, Amino, Floopy, Straight Amnesia, Riffo, Kane, Plaza, Kabla, Mirio, Cottagens, JH, Wind and Brain Fluid taking records all this month. Overall, we had 141 total records, 112 videos, 94 unique maps and 19 unique players. On the relaxed running side of things, these pictures were only taken on the 11th of February rather than straight away on the 1st or last thing on the 31st of January, so they are a little bit thrown out. Uchi puts himself back into 20th place, having dropped down last time. Straight is up, overtaking TQ. And losing 3 places is Rogue, who you can't see, just in 9th place. As Mui gains 2 places without even playing, and so does Dizzy. Their maps records so strong that when a new player plays them, they tend to gain points. Vert, having not played in 6 months, is down a place, and Shinx moves up into that coveted 4th place spot. The top 3 remains the same. Goblin gains even more points, with Kane is source. Damn it. I hate these fake knickers. Anyway, there's hardcore parkour. Riffo still leading at the top, not much movement as we go down to Shirasaki, who swapped places with 2 this month. And further down, Plaza has a fantastic month, and I do believe most of this was done in January. Moves himself into that top 20, very thoroughly deserved. We'll take a look at some of Plaza's records in the runs. So, thank you to everybody, congratulations to everybody. And we have a little bit of further ado. There is coming up the Cool Strafe tournament on the 21st of February. That is 5 weeks. Record videos will be on here, and guide videos and teaser videos all will be on this channel, so look out for that. That's going to be coming up. Very fun, very cool. And every, roughly, don't quote me on this, 2 weeks on a Thursday at UK time 7 o'clock, EU time 8 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to be hosting mini crab cups, which are for the most part going to be 3 maps run for 20 minutes each. Get the fastest time on that map you can in the 20 minutes. We've already had the first, so go back and watch the replay. This video might come out after the second, but it might also come out before. So we'll see. Hopefully people enjoy them. Please do send me maps that I can use that will fit into the theme. If we have multiple recommendations for HP maps, we might do 30 minutes on 2 HP maps. Or if we can put together 3 HP maps that are short enough to be played in a 20-minute time limit, that would be cool. Or we might do a race on something like VP 100, where you just have to set the time and we're having one go, 40 minutes or something. Go for it. You're not allowed to restart, or you've got maybe a couple of minutes that you could restart in. We'll see what happens. Please give me recommendations for what you want to play, because I want to commentate. I've just did some Trackmania commentary and realised this is what I want to do. I love commentating. I thank you for watching if you do. I'd be doing this anyway. So without any further ado, let's take a look at this map, which I won't say. I think we're far enough now. I can say Pornstar Redemption. Goblin, a fantastic run that I will possibly zoom back and go slow motion on a part. I was playing this wondering why the fuck I sucked at it. And Goblin told me what he was doing, and I was like, okay, what? So we come around this corner, all pretty normal. This is the regular, that's not the regular route. That is a ground frame in Xonotic, and then landing there to be able to wall strafe, I didn't even know he was doing that. We'll jump it back to here. So pretty standard, but he's pretty damn quick through here. You normally would land here, but land a bit earlier, and then you'd want to be landing on one of these down ramps down here. Goblin is, if I bring it down to, we're going to go here. So he strafes, and then just you'll see as he lands here, we're going to be watching just here for the keys. He doesn't jump, and then he represses jump. So he gets a ground frame, which means he turns faster, and then he's able to make this landing without losing so much speed as he otherwise would. I mean, there's a reason that we consider him the greatest. I can't glaze the man enough. This run has been absolutely busted wide open. This map has actually been broken since before the update. That was quick. So you start that run in midair. There's a massive pre-run to escape and start at checkpoint 1. Yeah, that run had been broken since before the update. Brain Fluid's run this month, he got a bugged ghost strafe where the checkpoints weren't the same as they were on the other server, so he was able to do this route. We have unfortunately set it back to the old route, so there is no run on Free World Records, and Brain Fluid's run has been removed, but he still gets the video, and I thought it was quite cool to show. So there we go. The actual run by Woe, current world record, is really, really cool. Taking the proper route, all checkpoints and everything. This one I was recommended to. It was meant to be a Shinx record, but then Woe managed to take it back. And so it's now a Woe record, because the Shinx video never got uploaded. Very fine run. Very, very fine run. Sometimes I get recommended runs and I'm having to work out what it is, whether it's just a fast run or not. East Run, this was an interesting map. I want to take a look at this. Congratulations to Kyle for taking this. There's a little bit of a back and forth between 2 and Kyle on this. And Kyle put in one hell of a run. And figured out some of the bits that are somewhat broken on this map. It's an RPG map, I would describe it as. You have to find the route as well as just play it. It's a fun map. I haven't been able to complete it because I'm waiting to watch this to figure out what the hell Kyle does in one certain section, because I couldn't figure it out properly. This video has been up for a while and I didn't go and watch it. So you get the grenade launcher in that section. And then you carry it, I think, all the way. You at least carry it to the point where I got stuck. That's very nice. Kyle does take some risks in these sort of longer runs and just goes for it. I love that. I absolutely love it. So yeah, this bit, a little bit weird, but you got to get that stack in. Nice stack there. Okay, up and around here. Yeah, I remember this bit. And you drop down here, and then here's the problem part. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. No. So there's a Hagar somewhere, apparently, that you're supposed to use there. Our version of the plasma. Yeah. Okay, this... Wow. Yeah, fair play. Fair play for getting that one without the plasma. We're not quite sure where the plasma's gone, or whether it would be faster to go and get it. But yeah, very nicely done there from Kyle. Coming up on time, I think he's going to get through this teleporter, and then one set of strafe pads. Kyle's a Clan Arena player. Very, very good dueler and Clan Arena player, and that's why he's able to get those quick shots with the grenade launcher, because Clan Arena has no self-damage in Pew Pew mode. Born Vanistar, why did I add this one? Sometimes I forget by the time I actually record this why I've added them, because this could have been added at like the 2nd of January. I think it was just because there was a big battle on the server and a lot of records going left and right, so I thought it must be a good record. Sometimes I just drop them so that I've got something at the start that I know that they're good records. Cool Odd. This one, I think this got added because of how much it dominated the second place by. It either got added for that, or it got added because of the cool strafe competition. There's a Xonotic strafe competition that's coming up on the xdwc.xdf.gg website, All of the tournament information for everything is on there. Strafe Adventure, this is the Crab Cup. Actually, Goblin took this after the Crab Cup, but this is the route he was doing. This is the route that won him well, he won every map on the Crab Cup, but this is the route that won him Strafe Adventure, but he didn't quite get world record. I believe he was second, maybe third. Plus 1.4 to there. That's kind of... yeah, that's kind of dangerous. Then up and through, and that's the classic end. But that start, jumping out the window on the side rather than straight forwards, that is an interesting route. Biotrix 125 now, and we calm down because this is the end of the recommended videos. I decided to put Plaza's run here because Plaza really pushed 2. He will lose this record to 2, but he's managed to push this record down. 2 was saying that there was only 30 seconds in it. Well, Plaza took 30 seconds and 2 found some more as well. An absolutely incredible grind between the two of them. I've got a time I'm very happy with. I just haven't been able to find the time to play this map. Add that to how awful it is to run effectively without splits, because you need to do a whole 40-minute run to get splits to then kind of know where your pace is. I'm beholden to the splits. So I don't think we'll see too much change between records here. But I will tell you there is 2 more runs of Biotrix 125. We will be skipping the other Plaza run. It's only a few seconds slower than this one. And then we will have the very last map that we watch in this video will be 2's run of 125. Yeah, I decided to put this one because Plaza has definitely earned this place higher up the runs board, that more people might see it. It's not really massively still getting runs, but those 2 were grinding it until at least mid-January. When was this run set? Let me go poke open my spreadsheet. Oh, for anyone who's observant, you may have noticed the spreadsheet screenshot for the world records was... one sec, I've got to think. Biotrix 124, 125. You may have noticed that the spreadsheet at the start had some missing characters, like Kota was missing some characters. Brain Fluid didn't have the traditional runes from Quake 1. That's because spreadsheets were bugging out with some special characters. I'm not sure whose it was, so I just removed them all and they all got replaced with underscores. Okay, so we have Biotrix 125 by Plaza on the 15th. Plaza takes it. Then he sets this time, which is about 10 seconds faster. 2,204.59 seconds. I'm not converting that into minutes. And 2,195.82, which is this run. So it's about 10 seconds faster, this run, than the previous one. That was a day later. Then 2 comes back on the 6th, so that was on the 16th, 15th and 16th. This is the 24th that 2 comes back 1 second faster, 1.7 seconds faster than Plaza. Then improves by 10 seconds on that 2 days later. Then improves by another 10 seconds on that. So 2's final time on the 26th, in the evening of the 26th, was 2,173 seconds, which is about, I think that's a 36, it's a low 36. It should be. Should be a low 36. So this map definitely has got optimized. For sure this map has been optimized. There's got to be some more push to it, but whether the rub is worth, whether it's worth going for, we'll see. If these 2 continue to push each other, I might get back into it if I can. We will see about that as well. but there are many great things happening in this wonderful game that we have. Some more long maps as well. Cool put out cool Speed 456 as a full long map like we have 1, 2 and 3, and also cool long grass and cool quick grass 19, which is a longer map. It's interesting. Cool Speed 456 is on the RR servers, by the way. So you will need to, if you want to play that, probably recommend voting it on RTG, otherwise you'll only get a few runs before you have to Vexed. Also, shout out to any programmers. Could someone fix the map bug, please? Thank you. Just DM me, I'll send you the bug report. If you know Quake C. This is just grey walls. Grey walls. Cool did have a run on this. I'm not sure what Cool's run ends up being overall, whether it would be still world record over 2's run. But Cool, of course, playing without stats. It is a sad, sad state of affairs. I like this bit with the tube. It's weird seeing a tube like that now. I've been playing a game called Hoverflow, which is a surfing parkour style game. Fantastic full game speedrun. Probably this full game speedrun ends up being shorter than this. Biotrix 125, to be honest. When I get it good, it's under an hour now, and for sure it's got time save. I think the sum of bests I've got is like low 40 minutes, if not 30s. It'd be 30s if I added up the sum of bests of my actual fail-less times on the maps. For sure. Interesting route down there. Sometimes you forget where you are. Can be a difficult one. There will be just a heads up for everyone, a confusing pause about 45 minutes I'm going to go with into the video because I need to take some bread out of the bread maker. And I've never said a more middle class statement. There's some bread in the bread maker and it finishes at about then. I need to go pop it out the thing before it gets stuck in the tin when it's cooled. So I will pause the video. Good housekeeping, you know? I feel like there's other stuff I need to do. Oh, well, there definitely is, but like I feel like there's other stuff I need to do before the end of recording this video. I tidied my desk yesterday. You know, I use this as a podcast, as just a way to talk. Because sometimes you're not discussing what's going on. Plaza's doing a fantastic run. It's just very relaxing to watch, you know? Relaxing to watch. A good speedrunner. Put in some nice AD turns. This is a section of Biotrix 125. This is partially one of the reasons I wanted to grind 125 was also to learn it enough to know when sections that are actually entertaining are coming up. I'd expect Plaza to not make any major mistakes through here. There's a couple of sections he possibly could make some mistakes, but for the most part, it'd be an unlucky part that he'd make a mistake on and bonk into a step or some such thing. But there's nothing too tricky about any of these sections. A little bit after here, I believe. Trying to get as much speed out of this section, and then you flick through here and you have to try and keep your speed. He does that quite nicely. 2 definitely had a better fling out of here. 2 had a phenomenal section through there. But then you just back on the regular old straight for a little bit. But yeah, I tidied my desk. Hey, makes it. Finally, somebody doesn't forget that corner's there. Incredible. It only took us like 3 months and probably 100 attempts between everyone. I forgot it was there. Oh yeah. Cool Quick Grass Long 19 is the map, by the way, that I was talking about, with Cool Quick Grass having a longer map. As well as Cool Long Grass, which is a like Biotrix 125 VP 100. It's a mashup map from Cool, but it's not long in the sense of over so many minutes. Quick Grass Long has just had a new record from Amino, live world record. Yeah. What else was I talking about? Yeah, I managed to tidy my desk, so my desk is nice and I can see things, and I can, like, I'll probably be able to find things. I should hope so, because there's not many things on my desk. I kind of realised when all of my cables got incredibly tied up, and I found some stuff that I'm pretty sure has been on my desk for 5 years. So that wasn't good. I was just trying to play some Mario Kart and I couldn't detangle my GameCube controller from my mouse. It was not going well. But I've got to prepare for a long bike ride. We like long strafes, and we like long bike rides. I have done 0 training. I'm going to continue to do 0 training for this ride because, well, I mean, it's not really training if you're less than a week out, in my opinion. But also, it is really, really bad weather. And chances of me getting a cold and that being worse than just going for a walk instead to try and keep myself going. So, you know, the plan was to tempo the entire way. We might start off with not tempo. We'll probably start off chill as hell. Actually, it might be raining on the way to the start line. If it's raining on the way to the start line, then I'm going to be booking it for the first bit to get to the start and get a hot chocolate in at the start. What's the point of finding things? Just too few things? Exactly. I still have some stuff that I need to find because I've got a ramekin on my desk just full of all of the little knickknacks like SD cards and... what have we got in there? SD cards, couple of pin badges, the SD card reader, USB-C to USB-A converter, and a key puller. That's what's all in there. And on top of it is my hand-warming gloves. Next to it is my mouse, my glasses case, and my fancy pen. And my controller's just sort of vaguely there. Over on the other side, I have the neatly laid out remote section, where I've got a pack of batteries, the Wiimote, and my TV remote, just like in that kind of very pretty lined up next to each other. And they will not be like that after the next time I pick up the Wii or have to turn the telly on. It's a good run going well from Plaza. Gets that pretty well. These are the tricky parts now. We're kind of going. This is the bit that gets tricky, I would think. You're deep into a run. 12 minutes in, so you don't see it often. And now you've got to remember quite a lot of lefts and rights and drop downs that have secrets, where you can't really see what you're doing and you can't sight read it. So you do have to remember these parts. And it's multiple seconds, 5 seconds to lost if he'd hung up and gone into the hidden part. It is all an interesting thing, these longer maps. Especially because this Biotrix one has a lot more linking parts. Not Linkin Park, but linking parts. Whereas VP100 is very much, you can recognise a lot of the maps if you've played them on RR or elsewhere. Bug 100 as well, you can generally recognise a lot of the parts, and Bug 100 is only 10 minutes long, if that. 10 minutes is a good first run. VP 100 is a lot more parts that you would recognise, whereas this has a lot more new parts that have been put in to kind of join everything together. So it's an interesting mix, and it does mean that you can't really practice it. I get this information because Amino has just said this about the Longgrass, cool Longgrass map. This map probably makes more sense if you've played all the quick grass maps, which, yeah, I would say it probably does. I have seen that map. I need to play it. I'm probably going to try and grind that, because 5-minute maps, you know, they're doable. They're a doable amount of time. Whereas this is kind of like, if you're doing Biotrix 100 grinding, the way that I grind, I would treat it like a full game run. Because it's as long as a full game run, you know. Like I said, Hoverflow's probably going to end up being 40 minutes once I've got better at the game, practiced all of the levels and optimised it a little bit. It could easily end up being less time than this. It could easily end up being a 30-minute run. But you get the option to practice individual sections for one, and you get, you know, I go into that and I play and I reset on something like that, or Mario Kart. I just reset until I get a good run going, or until I've decided I've played enough, or I'll have a time that I'm going to play for in mind. Probably I'm going to play for 2 hours. If it's a 30-minute run, that means I've got an hour and a half to get a run going. By that first hour and a half, if whatever run I'm on gets finished, and that's kind of how you have to treat a run this long almost. But it can be difficult because you're not going to have the splits. You have to remember your own splits. I could actually put my own splits up on stream, couldn't I, from my PB? Go and pull them up. Take a screenshot of them. Hey Rain. Oh, that's really good for this section. Keeping speed the entire way through, able to get a few strafes in. Has definitely remembered this bit. And nicely done there. Gets through there, no down ramp, but that's okay. 2 absolutely bonked the roof on that one. Woke up with my left ear blocked, but at least my hearing is all right. It's terrible. Oh, it's not just a joke. Yeah, there's pressure drop. I feel terrible because the pressure's all over the place at the minute. In the UK, just rain, and we so far haven't had a day without rain in the UK. And I'm definitely in a place that hasn't had a single truly fully dry day. Monday was alright, but it did rain in the evening. But yeah, it's pretty bad at the minute. I'm really hoping it's not too bad on Sunday for me, where I'm riding. Because it's looking cold, but you can deal with cold. Last year it was -3 for this ride when I did the same ride. It was -3 degrees, so I just wrapped up warm. And for anybody who says that's not cold, -3 wet degrees. It's a big difference. And try riding your bike. Yeah, it's moist Celsius. It's one of those, like, it's also really difficult to dress for riding your bike specifically. Still don't know why this glitches out on these settings. Water physics update coming soon. Yeah. So it's cold, but it's definitely not as cold as last year. But cold is dealable with. You just wrap up warm. Put more layers on. Yeah, unbeatable record because of the water. Except for the fact that Plaza doesn't even crouch. So none of us crouched through there. All of us just forgot. I don't know if 2 does it in the current record, but so far nobody crouched. I didn't in my record. Just completely forgot it's faster. Because you're going straight up in the air, you don't know, like we're going 0 speed because we're just going straight up, but it is fastest to crouch and go up if you had a vertical meter on. If physics changed, wouldn't it reset time? It depends how important it is. So for this map, no. No. It's a 36-minute map with about 4 seconds of water. I think it'll be fine. On a map where the majority of the map is underwater, yeah, we'll have to reset the times. Because they will be slower. If the map ends up being faster, so for example slick maps shouldn't end up being technically faster, but the ability to not slick bug will make them faster because they'll be more consistent and people will be more willing to grind them. So yeah, slick maps will be faster, so there's no need to reset records. So it'll be a case-by-case basis whether we reset records and what we do. Some records might be wiped. There was initially a thought we'll just reset every record that has water, but then we realised that one, this sort of map would be taken in, but 2, there's a lot of maps that have water you don't go in. That are just entertainment water. Weird slowdown on step. So that slowdown is apparently a thing in Master as well. I call bullshit, but okay. But it is not something that can be kept, and it makes no difference, really. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to make much of a difference when you're flying over them. Unless you mean how it gets slower when you drop, and the reason for that is because the speed is transferred downwards. So your horizontal speed is not as fast because you add vertical speed. If you do a vertical speed timer, it doesn't work because Juhu broke it. But yeah. No, it was tested by just going at a constant speed and then seeing whether it was faster before or after. It does the same thing on Master. Oh yeah, there's non-slick frames on the edge, but they lose you about 12 speed. So yeah. Now the thing we do need to get fixed is the fix that Cool does on his newer maps for grass, quick grass maps. All the quick grass slick maps have this. There's an extra brush that's that means that it doesn't bug in Quake 3. It's a weird one because Bones is saying that it respects brushwork and that it can't be fixed because it's just respecting the actual brushwork. And it's like, is it though? It feels like a bug in Quake 3 as well. That you get a tiny bit of friction on the top. Like that feels like a bug, but it definitely is an engine fix. And that's the problem. I think that's the key problem. Like, you could say that and I'd accept it. Water's bugged, by the way. If you want to just like fling yourself out of water, you can go from any speed forwards that you like, land on the edge of a water and fling yourself out of it, dead stop at a different speed. So looking forward to seeing that in Clan Arena. There is definitely a bit of, the more I learn about Quake 3, the more I realise it's very weird. The thing I don't understand is how Xonotic didn't have the problem before. But yeah. Really do need to... What's a no-go? Can you get new ears? Yeah. Yeah, not to put bullshit in the video and drama, but we're far enough in that no one gives a shit. Mario put, like, effectively it's baffle with bullshit with just enough credibility that people give up, and that's kind of what happened with the water. It's programmatically, it is correct, but because of the interaction of double jumps, it makes it behave in that way. The reason it doesn't happen in Quake 3 is because you can't exit the water with... you can't exit the water in Quake 3 with AD or like any of the back buttons, A, S or D. You can only exit the water with W, and you need to look up a little bit. Actually, you might be able to exit backwards if you look down. But yeah, you need to exit the water in a specific way. And because of the double jump, that's why it doesn't work in Quake 3. In my opinion, it's not because of the jumping, because I went and tested it in Quake Live, which has auto hop. I also could enable auto hop on, if I could be bothered to set it up, there is a mod for Open Arena, which has auto hop enabled. I can't remember what it is, it might be Rat Mod. But yeah, I could set that up, but yeah, I tested it in Quake Live because I've got that installed. You can't get out the water other than with W, so you might be able to do it with W, but that's more fine. But yeah, stopping immediately, it is a fucked up movement tech, which sucks. W streamer? What? What did I do? I said W? www.xdf.gg/guide. Get yourself playing this game. Actually, possibly don't do that. That might not even work. I don't know if... Nope, that doesn't work. Nobody has the... like, I always forget that www. Is an actual extension you have to enable. And nobody does it anymore. It used to be a thing that everybody enabled for websites because domains weren't websites. Like, domains were a different thing to websites, so your website went on the www.subdomain. And now that's not a thing. People buy domains primarily for websites. Yeah. Websites were a thing on domains, so you used your domain for your primary domain for other things, and the website was on the World Wide Web subdomain. Too late, bought the website. Yep. Domain squatting people's subdomains. That's a real thing. Subdomain squatting for sites that sell subdomains effectively, that have really short things. Yeah, you can't buy the xdf.gg one, but there are websites that sell subdomains. Or have accounts. Oh, that's rough. See, the thing with Plaza's run here is the only mistakes I've seen are here and in the last section where he fell in. Slow section mistakes early on in the respawn point. Whereas a lot of the mistakes that I made in my run were high speed mistakes, which feel like they don't lose much time. You lose maybe 5 seconds by the time you've got moving again. But now you're going at 500, 600 less speed for the next ages. Again, slow speed, respawn, get it immediately, doesn't really matter. Someone without Assetto Corsa installed just looks and goes, why do I have Assetto Corsa mods installed? Okay, the run's starting to show some weaknesses now, but we are late into it, so that is fine. He's forgotten where to go, that's a classic. I mean, could you remember 30 minutes of grey wall strategy? Pardon me. I can't even remember 30 minutes of non-grey wall strategy on things like Quake speedruns. Update on Quake Auto Splitter that I've been talking about many times before on these. In-game time coming soon. The in-game time bugs on the timer have been fixed. We now have proper in-game time, unbroken and unhacked around for Trackmania United. There is now a Doom Auto Splitter that I need to work out if it actually does in-game time, because I don't think it does. Yeah. We shall see. And then once it does work, I need to go and find the, don't fuck up 2 things at once. I'll need to find the addresses because I'm currently using the engine in Wine because it's the addresses have already been found. So by finding the addresses, by using the addresses people have already found in the Wine version, I don't have to redo it. 5M? Is this your new adhesive tape brand? Okay, the end of this run, I'm going to go and check the bread. It's almost twice better than 3M. It's not quite... Oh, that's brutal. That stair just not working properly. It must be just 1 unit higher than the step up in Xonotic. Yeah. I played... Why did I play? Oh, I remember. I was playing Momentum mod and showing some people DeFrag because I didn't know what to do after I'd finished playing Quake. And someone asked me what's the difference between Quake 3, Quake 1 movement. So I was showing off the difference between Quake 3, Momentum mod, perfect place for that. Playing XDWC 2025-1. So the first map from last year's XDWC. The steps right at the start are horrific in Quake 3. You have to... Like, yeah. I'm considering... You know that thing that Minecraft speedrunners do, and specifically Bed Wars players, with the really fast rapid fire clicks? Where they, like... And they even put, electrical tape and other types of resistive tape, sticky tapes, onto their mice on the right click button so that they can right click faster. I'm considering learning that technique because I happen to know my mouse can do it without the tape, hopefully. I don't know, it's very worn out, but I think I can do it. I've done it before for doing Cookie Clicker. So I'm considering doing that for just hopping. Man's Not Hop cover. Oh, that, ooh. 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 If you want to hear a terrible rap song, look up Rob Warner's Rap for Rap. That's W-R-A-P for R-A-P, I think. Or the other way around. Rob Warner with... I'm not going to play it because I will get copyright strike, but... Rap for Rap. Rob Warner. It's R-A-P for W-R-A-P. Rob Warner, Lil Rob, which is quite funny because he's like 6'2", and Big Priv in NYC. It is an advert for Invisiframe, but it is an incredible song. Don't pro gaming must have auto click? Yeah, but that's macroing. And we're not filthy cheaters here, we're just dirty cheaters. Who play, like, I play this map with toggle hop. I'm not holding right click for that long. Ooh, what's the FPS slowdown here? There is a chance that that's just a download artifact, to be honest. Either that or somebody asked the fucking LLM on the server a question right as this was recording. But yeah, there is a chance it's a download artifact. This run, for some reason, failed to download when I stuck it into YouTube Downloader. Failed to download twice before it kicked back in and actually downloaded. So potentially something was up with my internet while it was going. Very nice run from Plaza. Congratulations on the run. Yeah, really nice. Really, really nice. And new maps. We are coming up with new maps now. I'm going to quickly pause and go get that bread out of the bread oven, and then we'll be back. If you're watching a video, you won't even notice anything. We continue then. Bardock 2026. The bread went good. This is a new map from Bardock. Go check out my walk-up video on this map, as I play it in Quake 3. Ooh, that's a nice corner cut. I should have probably done that in the... Yeah, I'm an idiot. Big slowdown. That's a nice map. Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, mixing thing does stay in when the bread's cooked, because it's got no way to get out. Like, it's basically a tin with a spike in it and a mixer. And then you pull it out and the mixing thing just stays in the bread. That's how it's always been. This is a very old bread machine. Like, this is a really, really old bread machine. If it's not older than me, it's not much younger than me. We've always had this. Ah, cool long grass I was talking about. 3-minute map, very nice. I have played this one through. This is a mixture of, I think, all of the quick grasses. They all play very well. And they all play surprisingly well from a fast start. I think Cool altered a couple of the starts as well to make them play a little bit better, popping through at like 2,000 units into the next one. And there's a couple of sections that are like this one. I think that's further back from the start to give you half a chance. Actually, it might not be, because you need some time to gain speed. There are other sections, such as that's normal. Where does it change? There's a teleporter that changes where it is. Steve going fast? True. This bit's really tricky. That's ballsy to go for the spacing, but 2's probably done this run many times by the time that this pops through. It's incredible how quick we go to doing some ballsy tricks in runs like this. Well, I think 2's held quite a few cool quick rest world records, or at least got close to some of them. This bit has changed, so you don't go straight on for the teleporter. You just fall into the lava straight there, which is a much better method. Or, if you're fast, jump over it. Much easier to jump over in this version, because you can bring the speed. It's a really tricky thing to do in the original. Was it? I thought if you fell in, you got teleported backwards and then you had to go forwards. Like you had to go into the rock on the outside to get teleported. I'm thinking of a different map. There's definitely one where you can't just fall, you can't fail it. If you fail it, you have to then go again, like you get teleported before. Unless it's that you get teleported with no speed if you fall straight in. Whereas the other one, you fall. Whereas the other one, you carry speed if you take the outside. I'm not sure. That might be it. I might be remembering it having a VQ3 teleporter or something. My memory's not great. Cool speed 456 though. This is great. Very much enjoyed. This map came about because people were enjoying playing Cool Speed 123 and Cool noticed it and said, do you want Cool Speed 456? And we were like, yeah, if it's not too much hassle. And he was like, no, because you just import the map, glue everything together and export. And it genuinely takes longer to export the map than it does to put it together. Yeah, pretty much. Cool is incredibly too fast. I'm going to leak something for people watching this video. Well, people watching this stream, because this video will be going out too late. Cool made me a map for the crab cups. Oh yeah, Des probably knows because it was in admin chat. Yeah. You're going to be waiting a while for 7, 8, 9 because 7, 8 and 9 individually don't exist yet. So they'll take a while. Yeah, Cool made me a map. And it's like a really good map. But he considered it a speed map. So this map then. Why is that so long of a respawn time? That was interesting. That was a lot longer of a run respawn time there. Effectively, you're waiting to get this weapon and infinite ammo for this weapon. This has been rebalanced a couple of times. Originally, if you went into the red one, you could get super weapons. You could also just die. So green was basically the only option, except for the fact that green could also push you backwards and kill your run as well. It's a gambling mechanic, effectively, and it was bad. It's been fixed. It's now at least a bit better. As you can see, we have taken a large amount of time loss. Oh, what? What's going on? Why were we 2 minutes there? This run's broken. Because that timer... The penalties might break the penalties. Oh He's just taken a 900-second penalty, by the way. Which on the demo timer apparently kicks in because we are not we're minute 40 into the run. No, I know what broke vid rendering. The demo cutter takes the finish time, so 14:27:81, and removes that plus a bit of a pre-run, 5 seconds, from the finish time and says that's where you should start recording. So the penalty means that any map with a penalty. Yeah. He's got turned around a bit here. The interesting part is when you're actually running this, the timer at the top doesn't change time when you get a penalty. Whereas in this it has done. Because like I say, we're at 2 minute 40 and we're correct on the timer at the top, but we've restarted a few times. That's such an interesting bug, and I don't know if there's any way to work around it. Thank goodness for the skybox. Yeah, it looks like you can fling yourself off there, but there's actually a skybox. This map is... Kota wanted to make a long map, basically. Yeah, so you go through the green ones because they don't really give you any problems. There is like a fast strat somewhere. Yeah, Kota wanted to do a really bad map. I should say the original version of this was you could get super weapons, you could also die. There was a roughly 50% chance on any going through that you died, because there were a couple of things that would make the next section impossible, such as super gravity. So run completely dies 50% of the time, and you're going to go through about 10 of those red boxes. Or you can take the green box, which gives you a small power up, like a rocket launcher, or nothing. Or it could teleport you back, because Kota wanted to dissuade you from always using the green safer option. You know, because you needed dissuading. Imagine you don't have this power up, by the way. You have to run all the way around on those spirals, all the way around that for a very long time. Oh, there was also a possibility to finish this map in 5 minutes, because you could get speed. You could get a teleport to the next section if you went through the red one. But you could also get completely killed. So, effectively, fortunately, we managed to talk him out of it, basically. By saying it's not the fun sort of RNG. You know, you watch the crazy runs of Mario Kart where people are going for incredible RNG, or the RNG required for Triple Tizzy or something like that in Crash Bandicoot or CTR that someone like Hypnoshark's going for. Those are fun RNG examples. This is not. So here we've just lost our weapon. That's why we have a mustache. But we do have a jetpack, which is quite nice. JH, I believe, if you're watching this, JH, please leave a comment what your theoretical fastest strategy was. There's a certain strategy where you get an item in a specific place. Start off with you definitely want to start off with the super vaporizer and unlimited ammo for it. But then, yeah, JH had a fantastic option. You still have a mustache with a weapon? How big is your mustache? I mustache you a question, my good sir. How big is your mustache? Yes. Old map men joke. You being disbarred by a man with a bigger mustache. Okay, and now you bounce. Yeah, if you get in smooth, then you get rocket launched across. But if you bounce just once, then you're going to be hitting your head going down, up, down, up, down, up. Like this. Boom, 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 boom. You can see the problem. Oh, Floopy's actually having to crouch and tap there rather than... Interesting. I don't know if he just got bored or something. Huh. Tapping there rather than holding up. Interesting strat. I don't actually know how the jetpack works. But yeah, I guess you want the jetpack here. I did watch JH playing this map, and JH was using the vaporizer through this section, and it was like, it was way too much. That gun from the start with the massive rocket boost type thing, it was just way too much. And I think he might have been going for his super route, where you get the jetpack in the next one, because technically it would be faster, because you're going through these instantly. You just put yourself in and shoot one and you're through. Nice wall bugs. Fixed soon. Go on. Go on, get in the hole. Come on, Floppy. Get in some fucking holes. Yeah, it is unfortunate that certain sections of this map are going to be the entire map, and certain sections of this map are going to be entirely skipped. Here we go into the next section though. Downward tunnel thing. Strafing's weird with the jetpack on. You kind of don't... the strafe HUD doesn't work. So you just have to look where your G meter is, the old style. But also trying to turn, and as you... I don't think it's any better without compression. Yeah, this is why you need to pick up the jetpack, so that you could just skip this entire section of tightrope walking. And we fall all the way down. Have a cup of tea while you're waiting. We are now seconds ahead of JH. Going into the green section. Gives us nothing, but we still have the jetpack. Huge boost off of that ramp there. Fall faster. Previously you could have, with the invention of super gravity. Oh, do you really have to go? Yeah. The skips make this map better, I'm afraid to say. Not much of value appears to be lost. We'll see if anybody decides that they're insane enough to hunt this, though. Okay, I was going to say, do you need the jetpack to get through here? No, if you went up that side, you would be... It's glitching out, you going that fast. Blow my neck. And then... just regular strafing. Well, regular as you can be. And yeah, another jetpack shortcut. Regular fly strafing, yeah. Regular strafing if you didn't have the jetpack. How? Okay. I'm slightly worried for the physical size of this map, but it seems to run okay, so that's good. What on earth? Where are we going? What's happening? I don't know what's going on there. We still have the jetpack, I think. Because Floopy's like click jumping. Yeah, we still have the jetpack. Have you got to break the floor or something? I don't know what's going on. That wall's non-solid. I don't think that wall's meant to be non-solid. Shocked that this map may have bugs. Gotta say. Yeah, there's a tiny crack there. So I think at the minute Floopy's trying to get some sort of weapon. So he's managed to pick up speed. There we go. He's had to go back to pick up a weapon to be able to shoot the floor out. It's required to have a weapon to get that floor to go away. Of course, we lost our everything weapon, so you have to take a regular weapon. Now this is quite cool. Oh, I think we still have a jetpack. Either that or gravity's changed. Gravity's changed. Yeah. This is quite cool. You know, going into the 2D way that Xonotic can do. Kota definitely someone that uses the unique abilities of Xonotic specifically. Dropper map. I have considered actually building a dropper map recently. And there we are, the fin. Congratulations. New maps, always interesting, to say the least. Yeah. This map got absolutely pumped. Like, there's so many runs on this map that we're going to see over the next couple of hours of watching this this video, because yeah, it got well played. That was the best one at the end of the month. Yeah, it was pretty polished. This one's pretty polished as well, though it only had a couple of runs on it, I think. But 2 played it for a while. And I think anything that's completed in Hagar and you don't just constantly come to a stop, like if you're making these kind of fast moves, that's pretty polished to me. Even though there's probably some shortcuts. Well, yeah, it is a bit odd watching with the view model. Yeah, I think the Hagar view model definitely does look better when you're playing it without the partial invisibility. Partial invisibility means that it looks worse because it's moving, but it's also obscured by the explosions on the wall. Whereas if you've not got the partial invisibility that we have in DeFrag, then it does look a lot better. Rico made a new slick map, Perfect Slick. This one, from what I saw, I didn't play it, but I did spec it a quick bit. Not from Goblin. I don't remember who was speccing. It might have been Plaza. Yeah, it seems to have definitely been an improvement upon the old Perfect Slick, which had some very strange bits of routing. Of course, it's got shortcuts because, you know, it's a Rico map. SM5 Wubs. We'll also have SM4 Wubs next. SM4 Wubs. This is speed mapping. I believe it's from the mapper WBS. SM3 Wawa. Actually might have been one. This is the pack that we had to delete. There's SM5 DVR. I'd love it. And a Razor. Now the speed mapping things are the name of the person. So that's the SM4 is speed mapping 4. It's the 4th speed mapping competition. And WBS is the player that made it. Love it. Nick, DVR. It's just the players that made it. That's the end of the new maps then. This is Runquake again, but this time done by Kyle. This is the first run on Runquake that got a video. So you can see probably now why by the time it got to Amino it was so polished. Because the first run that made it is it's pretty good. A little bit of a slowdown at the end to make sure you don't overjump the bounce pad button. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. And there's, I think, at least 8 of those videos. Let's have a look. Actually, I've got the spreadsheet open. Let's have a look at run underscore. Yeah, Runquake. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 records, with the time being taken from a 32.09 that we just saw with Kyle all the way to a 22.29 within the space of 10 days. Here's the second run by Amino. This is... So the Kyle run got uploaded at 45 minutes past midnight on the 2nd, and this got uploaded at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 2nd. That is UTC time, which is the time that the server runs on for these records and stuff. There is a small indication of where the shortcut comes in. There's another run that's a second faster by Kyle. That's here. This was done at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Or at least that's when the run ended, plus the nearest 15 minutes for the run to get uploaded. That's how the server works. Every 15 minutes it takes the records. The next run drops 5 seconds. So this is a second faster than the previous one, and the next run that we see from Runquake will drop 5 seconds. Will we see it? We will likely see it pretty soon. If not the next video, not long after, because it was done at 11:30. So, yeah. Okay, there's one run in between it. I can tell you there's one run in between it because of the spreadsheet numbers. Oh, this is a good run. Very nice inside, strafing all the way to the finish. Here we go. This has got the shortcut in it. I would assume. Knocking 5 seconds off, and then there's no other big time save for the rest of the run. Rest of the runs. Yeah. It has been done And it only saved, I like that it saved a second over the previous run in that session, so we're still just saving seconds. The very next run, so we've got 0:45 on the second, 9 o'clock on the second, 3 o'clock on the second in the afternoon, 11:30 in the evening on the second. Then this one is 6:15 in the morning on the third. So Kyle has taken it back already. Then there's nearly a day before the next one. But don't worry, it'll be back soon. Woe Source is up from officially D-Arcane, but I'm pretty sure this is Source. Let's see what route gets used. Got a couple of routes competing on this one. Different people taking different routes and such as well. I think this is a new route. Previously we saw a lot more tree routing. Picks up the speed. It's 20 seconds of that to send it all the way over here. Bounce, bounce, make sure you don't take too much of a hit, and boom, into the finish. Incredibly nicely done. This is a fairly hunted record. I don't know if there'll be anything to say about it. There's been a lot of back and forth with Woe and Shinx this month, taking some incredibly tight records, also taking some good maps that haven't been hunted that much, and between the two of them pushing them within one RTG session. Beautiful run there. Bringing back a lot of time in the second half. Shinx wants it back though. Takes it back immediately. Very nicely done. Huge improvement there. And here we go. It is indeed Source, fake nicking as Kane. Knocks another... Ooh, this one's only half a second. But this is at 1:45 in the morning. So it's been nearly a day since the last record was set on this map. So, you know, that's a long time for this map. But we wouldn't have to wait for very long before the record was taken back. I was expecting that to be the next run. Never mind. Source is just what we call him. But he doesn't really have a name. You know, we call him Source for ease of use, because he is easy to use. But, you know, no one's quite sure what he's called. SRZ, SRC, King Cobra, that dickhead. Here we go. So that previous one by Source was 1:45. This is 5:30. 4 hours later. Nice exit. Not hey up. A second shortcut has hit the map. Takes a while to set up for, but that is 0.1 faster. I assume Amino's next run immediately after. This is now at 9 o'clock in the morning. I assume Amino's run here, which is half a second faster than that previous Kyle run. This is just going to set up for this next shortcut immediately, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. There's your half a second. Probably loses a bit here. Yeah, loses a bit here. Backward strafes. Cool. Right, let's move my cursor. So we've just watched that one. We'll watch a run on East Run from 2. And then we will be right back with your regularly scheduled Run Quake programming. Judging by the numbers on the spreadsheet. All these got V-ended before the record was taken. They're like just long enough to be another RTG session. It's interesting how little time this actually loses, considering how cautious 2 is being through there compared to Kyle. 2.7 seconds back as well. Kyle was not being cautious through any of these sections on his like currently sitting world record run. Well, I don't know if it still is currently sitting, but currently sitting as of the end of the month. Apologies. A little bit of back and forth on this map between Kyle and 2. So we'll get to see a bit of that, a bit more relaxing. There's a low-hanging skybox somewhere there. Oof. Oh. So Kyle's only got about 5 seconds on 2, and 2 messes that up for a big 10-second time loss through that checkpoint. So interesting, eh? Nicely done. Gets good exit speed from here. I think Kyle went for the rocket launcher actually. So Kyle probably loses time by going for the rocket launcher but gains time because he doesn't mess up any of these sort of sections. That's not right. What happened there? That's not the end of the run. He didn't do the... Okay, apparently that is the end of the run. But he didn't do the section with the turnaround. Interesting. There are multiple routes on this map. Which I already knew, but yeah. We're now back with your regularly scheduled Run Quake programming as Kyle takes this back by 0.3 of a second. Or 0.25 to be exact. A quarter of a second here. Going with the old route. Interesting, interesting, interesting. The old route is pulled out. What will our next run be looking like? You won't have to wait long. 2 whole runs between it, which is actually quicker than an East run, more likely. This map is an incredibly techie map. Might have to write this one down as a 20-minute map for Crab Cups. Oh, we have another run on East Run, so we do have to wait just a little bit longer before we get back to our Run Quake. Which is fair enough, actually, because it is an entire day and a half between these records in Run Quake. Yeah, look how fast Carl gets through there. A little bit of a slowdown there, but it's nothing compared to 2's just taking things more cautiously at the start. And then it's only 2 seconds difference. So I wonder what the difference in routing is, you know? I really do. Wonder why 2 surely missed an entire section that Carl then does. And Carl's got the rocket launcher. But was it just I wasn't paying attention? I was reading stats or something? Because surely Kyle would have... If it was massively faster, Kyle would have just watched the record. You know? Oh, bit of a messed up fast rocket boost there. Yeah, so Kyle comes around to the side here. Whereas 2 went straight up the middle. And I think that causes Kyle to have to do this section. Unless I just missed 2 doing this section. Because this is one of the harder sections for Kyle to pull off. Specifically this bit, he does it really well this time. And then he does get the rocket launcher here, which 2 definitely didn't have. Because otherwise, you'd do this. So I think Kyle goes wide for the rocket launcher. That must be the routing difference. Go wide for the rocket launcher. Yeah. There it is. Go wide for the rocket launcher or it takes more. 2 definitely going for the faster route, but not able to pull it off quite as well. We are back with Run Quake. We have a 0.24 improvement here from Amino. This is, as I say, a day and a half behind, and he's going for both shortcuts. So Kyle took a quarter of a second not doing the shortcut. Amino takes a quarter of a second by doing the shortcut. We have 1 run on Beatrix High before we will be back to Run Quake, and then we will take a little bit of a break from Run. Oh no, we'll have a full break from Run Quake because that goes to the world record that we had at the start of the video. Very cleanly and nicely done here. Bring back Vert. We're trying. Maybe he'll come back for the tournament. Run Quake is back. Kyle taking it. Amino claims the victory at the end of the month though. This is on the 7th. And then Amino doesn't take it back till the 13th. It is a no shortcut route that is proving to be faster, I guess because you get up there quicker. Very, very nicely done. That'll be the end of this part of the video. If you're watching the video, don't worry about it. I will come back in a second. Welcome back to the stream. We continue with East Run. It's a good run. East Run by Floopy. Get back into it. Good morning. Is this going to be a different route? I'm trying to pay attention. I'm really bad at remembering routes. So even worse at remembering this sort of route. We'll see. So Floopy, kind of in between. Kyle's absolute balls out, we're going for it. And 2's fairly safe method of getting across. I don't think it gains much time. Nicely done. That was. Ooh, nice one off the wall. See, this is where these sort of maps are quite interesting for like routing and that sort of stuff. You see how ballsy people get quite early on, and yet they're this long. Okay, so Floopy going the rocket launcher route, I'm going to call it, with the Hagar bypass here. But then this quite tricky bit, nails that. 1 fail, shouldn't be too bad. The only problem is it seems every time you fail twice you fall further back. Oh, that was a nice pre-grenade. Very cleanly through the gap there. And now you've got a rocket launcher. You should be better off. Does the pre-fire work? Not really, but that one does. Good through there, and then having a rocket launcher makes this a lot easier than it was for 2. And there we are. Very nicely done from Floopy. This map got a bit of a grind on it actually. Bit of a back and forth on wins a lot. CBT Tower, BW. I think it's generally been agreed that the backwards version heading down the tower is more fun. There's some great tricks in it. And it's weird because of forced checkpoints. I think if forced checkpoints weren't on, or if it was Trackmania like checkpoints where you can take the checkpoint in any order but you have to take them all, I think we'd see some very different routes on this map. Oh, wow. That was nice. Start of this map's really rough because the blue isn't slick at the start there. It's only the grey. And you've got to get a really good start, especially on this one. I'm just doing the first section, Dinny Run 1. The Dinny Runs map, it wasn't too bad as long as I got enough spacing to get across everything. Into Carlos, what a shit map with a shit pre-run. You've got to get a bounce off of a plant pot, and then your spacing really matters for getting some of these down ramps. There's not much adjustment you could do at the start. Now it's okay, but yeah, you've got to fix your spacing, get across. Cool. Great run there from Shinx. And either double upload, double misclick from me. Let's see. Nope, this is a different run. This is a different run, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, bonk on the wall there. Yeah, much lower. Much lower, much better. Last one was a little bit high. If we're going to be picky. Uprising. I need to look into why the water's glitching out on this. Do we just r_water 0? Might be the sensible play. Nicely done. Yeah, I want to look into this, playing this map, because it looks pretty fun. Oh, nice. Nice shortcut. That's one of those shortcuts that, because it's done at such a low speed, it feels like one of those full game speedrun shortcuts where it's like, yeah, the developers didn't quite intend you to jump right across to here, but it's just makeable if you jump on the last pixel of the that sort of thing. Very nicely done. Look pretty clean. A lot of setup on that map, where you've just got to get into the right place and be confident that you're in the right position, looking at the wall in the right way so that you can make the move, you know, in the back corner as fast as possible so that you can get that jump across that we're talking about. All of those sort of things. Just being able to set yourself up quickly in those points is how you do it. Dinny Run 2 with the wonderful pre-run that's 100% intended. And definitely wasn't meant to just be a PGB and that's it. Very nicely done there. Wonder if 2 will go for the Dinny Runs map at some point this month. Hopefully he's already got a better time than me, because otherwise I'll have to go back again, because I think I'm only barely in the top 10 now on that map. I quite like my top 10 there. Quite happy with it. This map feels like a really fun cup map. This is the sort of thing that feels like, yeah, I can see playing this for a month, not a month, for a week. Speaking of cups, Crab Cup tonight. Ooh. I'll probably put this video up. If I do get it finished, we'll see how long we've got left. But assuming that I get it finished. Oh, nice double jump. Brilliant spacing. Assuming that I do get it finished. We will see. See whether I upload this straight away. Actually, no, I will upload it. Yeah, I'll upload the Crab Cup today and this tomorrow. Yeah, if I get the Crab Cup uploaded like tonight. Nice stack, very nice stack, fast exit. Good spacing, no need for adjustment. Very nicely done. Unfortunate fail on a run previous. You saw the 0.01 behind to a 0.55 ahead. That almost always means something got fucked up. I remember this map. When I played SDC UK, I could barely finish it. But it's a much harder map there, because you can't just, like, rocket spam. There's limited rockets, and there's one section around the wall with plasma, and I was really bad at plasma at the time. That's so weird, going, like, it's glass, you think that it's going to not take the shot, but yeah, just completely see-through glass. How many of the weapons does this use? It uses pretty much at least all the main weapons. Rocket, Hagar, BFG. Doesn't use a grenade launcher though, actually, because it's Quake 3, so they're for slower speed. Oh, I like this map. Very technical, this. Get it round here, get a good spacing there. To land on one of these can be quite tricky. Then you need to get just the right spacing to not fall in any of those holes. Then it's double jump off of here to drop here. Be very careful because you can hit your head. Get a nice little down ramp there to landing through here and making sure you still get the down ramp. Then just after this corner, we're going to be, well, you can break your shins on any of these parts very easily. Then we are just gently flicking up around the outside, keep the strafe on, mild adjustment up there. Super tight corners if you're going at this speed, they're tight enough as it is at lower speeds, and absolutely beautiful. Very nice run there from Shinx. Bertrix 125 from Plaza. This run was beaten by 2 seconds, so congratulations Plaza from multiple world records on this, and thank you for your grind. Next, we will have more Bertrix 125 because we are going to show off 2's run. Ooh, nice little bit of slick start. More slick here, but none of it needed. Oh, that was good. I just like the movement, the mouse movement. Just little. Looked like a teleport, but I think it was a bounce pad. Oh, I love Shirasaki. Finish. Get back on it. We're going again. Don't care that I just got world record. Let's go. I think I played this map fairly recently. Yeah, getting around that last corner. Not easy. Oh, easy. Rip bitrate for the gravel mines. You just have to work out your own route on this map, honestly. There's no way that you're following somebody else's route. It's not even being outside the top 10 means you're not following the world record route kind of thing or anything like that. It is just straight up. You are not following anyone else's route, and even your own route from 2 weeks ago is going to be tricky to pick up. So you're either grinding just to get the route, or you need to really find your own. It makes it very difficult for people like me that are routing challenged, to say the least. The quietest of all the cool maps, Coolsh. Either that or the one that's bash scripted. It's too a nicer one. One of you is watching this guy. Actually, a shell script can be just shh, not bash. That's a fairly tricky map to get clean. Kairos Lith. Is this the map that last month I said I think I've played this and finished it offline and I should play it online, but actually it wasn't that one? Yeah, no, I didn't play this one. Still haven't gone back and done that. Can't remember what it was, which doesn't help. Ooh, that was some nice spacing into there. I mean, there's just no time to react. Some of these, it's just, you know what you're doing. Flick, 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 flick. This run, there was a rush on a couple of the bumpy maps and some of the flats. People gaining and losing overall ranking points very, very rapidly with these maps. There's a lot of points on them. And Woe takes that one. Sometimes you see a map that you really remember, but you just haven't seen the map come up. You know, we've got over 1,500 maps on the RR servers now. And you just remember a map from a long time ago that you played a fair bit, and it's now like, oh, I could probably just jump on that map and in about 10 minutes beat my personal best on it because it's been so long. But then at the same time I log on and go, when did I set this record? How did I go so fast? And I look and it's like, I'd been playing DeFrag for 2 weeks. Ooh, nice little respawn there. I assume that you lose your... Oh, clever there from Floopy. Instead of setting up the jump across, sets up with the teleporter and a little bit extra speed. Yeah, I assume when they're dropping in to the water, they're losing the weapon anyway. Otherwise, you'd want to not do that. But I see that we lose the weapon in a couple other spots. Very nicely done. Great pickup after the drop down. Ooh, that was cheeky. That was cheeky, trying to just get across like that. Skip that. Nicely done. Flick a little bit further to the finish and finish. Very well done. Floopy has uprisen. Cool Mini 3 now. I'm not sure if it's just because there are so many and they're really good maps, or if it's because of the upcoming cool mapped Xonotic Strafe competition, which I'm going to keep banging on about. But there has been a little bit of a rush on cool map records recently, I think. This last month, a few more than normal. Because those records, there's a lot of the maps, but the records are very well hunted. It's not like anyone just sort of, every time a map turns up, they get beaten. They're all very well hunted maps, so you need to set in for a respect the grind, at the very least. Unless your name's Goblin, in which case, yeah, we'll never take it. There's not much we can do, but it's nice to watch him. Skate FX1, I love the route on this map. Dropping down to that little ledge there. Because this is a route that most anyone can do. A good strafer should be able to follow this route. You might not be getting as good of boosts, but you should be able to, with maybe minor adjustments here and there, should be able to follow it. You might have to go a bit wider there to make sure that you take an extra bounce to make sure that you get down. But yeah, it's a great route, really fun map. Cool Speed 1RL, this will be interesting. I managed to get myself a really good time on this in December, maybe late November. Very nicely done there. Mocko Sauce scored. As I have to point out every time this map comes up, got one of those bottles. Bidons. Meow. It's not the worst Mocko map. It's only like 2 minutes for an average play. Unfortunately, much shorter for us. This looks like an interesting map. Very short, interesting map. Cool Simple 3 up next. It is a fairly simple map, but yeah, getting through this section at full speed and spacing it to get up there, more difficult than it kind of looks. This is another one where I remember the map coming out because it was one of the first maps with velocity pads. And everyone was grinding it and trying to work out what the hell velocity pads did. And then that cut was found. I art okay. Tournament this evening and commentating my favourite video game. Our Goblin couldn't let Straight have it for very long, taking back 6 slick. Ooh, what a wall hit. Still accelerating all the way through the wall hit, I think, there. Sliced bread. I see this map come up more often, but I don't remember it ever. I see the name of it, but it might just be because it's sliced bread. It's a regular thing that you see outside of, you know, see it on the shopping list. I couldn't even tell you what server it's on. No skybox, just a blue box. Very nicely done. Very, very nice. Kota Racing 1 takes another record. Let's see how this one goes. This is, you know, it's a little bit of a kooky map, but for the most part, it's a fairly simple torture map. You know, this doesn't glitch as much while you're actually playing. It's just the demos going through warp zones, changing gravity and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is just a few weird tunnels and some regular strafe, and then a huge old carousel, which, as I said last time, still bad course design on a cyclocross track. But this is where the run gets more interesting, I think. Coming across the carousel to get the rocket launcher. Avoiding those bounce pads, otherwise you'd just get bounced. And there's the finish. And with the interesting Kota feature of, if we turned off the death kill, you'd be able to pre-run it. Flat Brown was being played so much towards the tail end of last month. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more records on that. Might go and take a look at the... where's my spreadsheet gone? There it is. Let's have a look at the Flat Brown record list for last month. Flat. Oh, let's just have a look at all the flat maps. Oh, never mind. Flat Brown had 1 record, Flat Green had 2. Flat Blue had 1 and Flat Black had 1. Maybe it was Flat Black coming into this month that I'm thinking of, or potentially just nobody was able to beat Woe. But I'm sure I saw. They all merge into one, don't they? Cool Quick Grass 3. I like this bit. I really want to do something like that because I love the idea that it's you either go around and carry more speed, or you go up and over and carry less, because for some people going around is faster than going up and over, because if you don't come out with enough speed, then going around is faster, and I really like that. It does tend to end up being one thing is faster at the world record level, and that never changes, and that's fine, because there will be a crossover point. Otherwise, one thing would be objectively faster up until world record level, where it would be, and then it would probably go the other way after. You can only generally balance stuff up to a point, and the world record level will always find the fastest way eventually. Although sometimes you do find that people stick to one thing for too long. I don't think I've ever seen this map before. Chamber 1. Let's have a look what the on the website. Oops, that's the wrong button. Map Chamber 1. When was it uploaded? It was uploaded 3 months ago. Amnesia took the first record, and there hasn't been a record since up until that Kabla run just now. 25 records on the leaderboard for Chamber 1. Decent little map. Definitely a decent little map. Oh, this map. The number of times I've hit into that, how Goblin hit into it, just eating that ramp, and finding I don't have the height or distance to get to the finish. That and my slick skills being absolutely terrible, my spacing being dreadful, and my general skill at the game not quite being up to par. It's a problem. This is such a cool looking map. Sometimes I like just running around it and not going to the finish and just exploring it when it's on. Ooh, I like this map. I've got a good time on here as well. Nice pre-rocket. Round here. Good to the finish. Very nice. And on RDF 55, I was very close to having an incredibly good time. I just couldn't pull it off. That finishing section that Shira's just been through, really difficult to get over and like get height and bounce and everything together. Speedway strafe. I might add this to my list of maps to fix finally. The multi-lap specifically. It usually is one-way walls. The one-way wall's not really needed. So remove the one-way wall. And disable the death on start. Very nice. Big pre-run by the looks of things. Don't think that might have been not intended. I'm thinking... bit right again. Deluxe mapped walls. Ooh, that last rocket launcher shot. Cool revival. When this map dropped on the server, there was a hell of a rush. I got a pretty good time early on, and then struggled. And like I said, there's a bit of a... Let's have a look. How many cool maps? How many cool... So in total, 21 cool records this month. That does include the 3 long grasses. 4 long grass records set at the end of the month. After that map dropped. But that's still pretty good. There's a few back and forths as well. Red trims gets taken twice, mini 3. That's it. That and long grass. It's a decent haul. You know, 142 records and there's 21 of them cool maps. Although I wouldn't be surprised if that's about the ratio of maps. But they're all above average maps. Need to make sure I upload the map tonight. If everything goes to pot, you know what happened. I forgot to upload the map. I should have a backup. Yeah, I'll pull a backup. People are probably watching it. It's fine. Oh yeah, this map. I ground this map. I got a really nice time on this map while listening to a podcast on stream as well. For once I was actually grinding Xonotic DeFrag on stream. Quite rare. Normally I just use it to chill out when I'm playing and streaming it. Never really comes up so much. It's difficult because there's always a background of... Like, I have to stream certain things. Effectively have to stream certain things like Mario Kart speedruns and stuff like that where I have to have video proof for the speedrun. So things where I don't have to have video proof, like DeFrag, tend to just be backgroundy, offline sort of stuff. Especially when I don't have a thing I want to grind specifically. Cool Speed 123, as previously mentioned, the grinding of this was the reason that Cool Speed 456 was created. Ooh, very nice. I wasn't sure which route he was going to go for. I'm pretty sure this inside route is much faster, like it's not even an argument. Interesting going round the outside here. Is that for carrying more speed? I guess you can keep all your speed through here, so in the just Cool Speed 2 you don't do that because you keep all your speed, but you don't need to keep all your speed because the finish is quite close, but potentially there you make that small time loss back by being an extra 1,000 units a second the whole way through. Not sure. Might need to try it myself. I've been getting better at watching world records when I've started, like, play a map, and if I actually want to get a decent time on it, immediately watching the world record instead of trying to route. Because I think that's helping me be able to then route on other things. Sometimes I have to route anyway because I look at the world record and go, yeah, no, that's a bit extreme. And in those cases, sometimes you can go back to before it was so extreme and sometimes you can't. So I played this one a while ago, just before Christmas I think actually. I was watching the Yogscast Jingle Jam while playing it. And yeah, I dropped back, found the world record. Figured out that what I was doing was pretty much correct, but it means that you can commit. You can commit to knowing that that route can take you further. That map's gonna need a reset when we get the new physics and the water is no longer like that. Enjoy your wins while they last, Goblin. Your ill-gotten gains. That corner's so tricky. Number of times I've mashed that corner trying to play it. Goblin did take a lot of 20 records. For someone like Goblin who doesn't play outside of XEWC all that much, he's been playing. He really wants that win in the Cool Strafe tournament. He's been playing. Flat blue. Let's have a look what the points look like for flat blue. So you've got 1,635 points for that Goblin record, 1,617 for WoW in second place. Huge points on the line for the flat tracks. Nice. Oh, that's good. Aiming, just being so confident in your AD turning that you can be on the wrong line. Because that's, like, you want to take racing lines when you're going that fast, but if you can turn like Goblin can, you can really, I mean, not take the racing line, and you could take an inside line. Especially if you can gain speed while taking an inside line. .03 is quite a big improvement on a map like that. The difference between Goblin and Woe is .01 on the flat blue this is. Woe and Pot Hunter, Dizzy, 0.01. So it used to be there was quite a big difference actually. This map was in the first Crab Cup. Goblin took that during the run. I think I watched this live. I'm pretty sure I watched one of the world records live. I'm not sure if he went back to take more records or improve the records because he only had 20 minutes. Only had 20 minutes to play. I feel like I'm more yawny than usual today. I've not been sleeping well. Oh, nice. Straight just takes those. Just demolishes them. Goblin on Strafe Adventure. Did we see this? Did I add it twice, or potentially this is... Maybe he did take the record in rounds. I thought it was on this one that he didn't take the record in the actual round. Oh no, I think I double added this one to the playlist. Because yeah, there's that 1.4 second minus. Yeah, 0.2. Don't know why I remember those numbers from yesterday. Now this is a map with an interesting finish. This is one that people are confused at why certain people are way better than them, and then they find out that you can do this to the finish. Oh, never mind. So the finish extends way past the platform, so you don't have to hit the finish like Woe did actually do there. I think it might be faster, but there's definitely something else you can do. I think you're different. Very similar map. I promise these runs aren't boring. I am just a very tired individual. Cabby going for it on this one as well. Well set up there. My head is just completely empty right now. Not a thought in there. That's a tricky section. It looks easy when it's done. But it doesn't have to be done well. 2 obviously does do it well, but it doesn't have to be done well to look easy. But it definitely is. And a 0.023 or 0.23 faster on a map like that. Just goes to show kind of the difference. The difference on maps like these. There's not much time to save, at least not in one run, because you're gonna make mistakes somewhere and it's just slowly ironing out those mistakes. Nice drop. It's a very fun last corner. An ode to long grass. Oh, we've already seen this one. This one was at the start. I've messed up some numbering stuff. And Bardock. This one we have not seen. This one is... Ooh, nice. We have seen 2 on this map before. What was the difference? Let's take a quick look. Wins a lot. CBT Tower. There we go. So 2 had the record. Where does he take it? What's this one? So the one that we saw before was a 1:13.58. Then I think we've missed the Riffo time somehow. Ah, never mind. This is actually from this year, from this month, from February. There was some slight overlap with the records when I put them all together. And we've seen this one. So let's flick across to the final track. Biotrix 125 by 2. I knew there was more time to go, and I forgot why there was more time to go. But of course, yeah, there is the 30-second time save on Biotrix 125. Let's have a look at the Biotrix 125 page. This is a 22-second time save, roughly. And checkpoints. So I'm in third, 2 minutes behind Plaza. Malice is then a minute behind me. 2 minutes behind Malice is Christy. 4 seconds behind Christy is Mirio. And then it fades away into first run obscurity from there. Checkpoints though, or is there anything interesting in speeds and strafe? Plaza had a faster average speed. 2 had a faster top speed. 3 units a second faster average speed on Plaza. So that means, and I mean that takes the entire thing into account, so bonks don't matter. But it means that 2 took a much closer line to be saving that much. Because 3 units a second over the thousands of seconds that it's going to be. I mean, that's 30 times 6, 36 times 60. 2,160. So Plaza travelled some 6 or 7,000 units more than 2 did. To be going 3 units a second faster. across that time. The checkpoints though. 2 has a slower start than Plaza. Oh, a noticeably slower start. 3 seconds behind. 3 seconds behind at checkpoint 2. Oh, Plaza's time's up in the top corner. I wonder if that's Plaza's PB. When did Plaza set this? So 3 weeks? No, it's not on the same server. Oh, of course it wouldn't be on the same server. Actually, no, it could be on the same. If Plaza had PB'd improved on the same one that 2 had, but hadn't taken the record at the end because 2 had it, it would be possible. But I think Plaza, at least on certain sections, will be close to PB. But let's not rely on it because, well, that is pretty much exactly Plaza's world record from before on checkpoint 1. You never know what's going to happen by checkpoint 2. Interesting that that was consistent though. Plaza consistently faster. I do now have the timers for the checkpoints though, which is useful. I should have pulled this up for Plaza's run at the start as well. Kapow. Oh, and wow, Plaza had an even faster start. 5.8 ahead. That's a 40 set of... Yeah, so Plaza was 2 seconds ahead of their own PB at that point. Plaza's got pace. Plaza's got some serious pace. I don't know if there's something that 2 is going to do. I'm trying to look further down the list and see where the time gain comes from. We did see a mistake from Plaza towards the end, and I think I can kind of see it. It's at a point, yeah, I'm able to bring some time back on Plaza, but still lose consistently to 2. And 2 gains on Plaza. Yeah, that's about checkpoint 9. So keep watching. You must keep watching. Got a long way to the end of this one. We're vibing. We're vibing for another half an hour on this, with this final video. Yeah, I sat down and I was seeing the playlist at the bottom kind of get closer and closer. That's 77 out of 77. Ooh, big hit there from 2. That's not good in a long, fast section. Let's have a look. Where are we? We're in checkpoint 3. Yeah, Plaza 7 seconds ahead at the end of checkpoint 3. More little mistakes. It's not too bad though. Seemingly only loses 2 seconds. Wow, Plaza has got some pace on this. We're going to just feel bad for Plaza when it inevitably cracks, because those checkpoints are world record pace. But we shall see. We shall see. It's a long grind. Having the first 3 checkpoints. 5 minutes might be a long map, but it's nothing. Nothing in the grand scheme of a Biotrix 125 run. When will heartbreak occur? I mean, I'm looking at the checkpoints, I know when Heartbreak occurs. Oh wait, no. Of course, I'm looking at the checkpoints from before. I don't know when Heartbreak occurs. I do know when 2 overtakes Plaza's world record in checkpoint 9. Or at least that's the big time loss. 2 is ahead. 2 is actually still behind Plaza's run right now. Coming into checkpoint 4. Checkpoint 4 is where 2 overtakes Plaza. At the end of this section, 2 is slightly ahead of Plaza on Plaza's old world record. So we'll see what Plaza's PBs look like. I think I know why. We're going to come up to this at 8:51 is the split for 2, so another minute. And I think, if you recall back the last couple of hours to that initial run we watched of Plaza's on here, I believe it's the awkward section where Plaza fell off and had 1 respawn, because it's not too much time loss. Plaza was only a couple of seconds ahead of 2. Lost about 15 seconds, 14-15 seconds through this checkpoint, which actually that's quite a lot. Maybe it isn't that fall off, I wouldn't have said that gives 15 seconds. I can't remember any sort of bump mistakes through this section, so we'll see. Oh, is there something at the end of this? I feel like there might have been, but the checkpoint's right here. Yeah. Yeah, 2 comes out of there way faster, but the checkpoint's already been. 2 does that faster than Plaza in this section as well, but not quite as bad as before. Plaza's still ahead on this particular run. 2 has now overtaken Plaza's previous world record by 6 seconds. And that holds over this next checkpoint into checkpoint 5. So nothing, well, a couple of major things to look out for, I guess, would be Plaza's current run on this server that we're comparing splits to. Will there be the overtake in this one? Is that where this run died? I'm really hoping that this run died fairly early and that it wasn't a, you know, checkpoint 9 has the big time swing in this run, Plaza versus 2. It's close and Plaza brings it back in certain sections, but it never swings out to more than this 15 seconds we currently have. Plaza's never ahead again, but brings it back to 3 seconds at one point. And then it goes out 2 checkpoints later. But yeah, we're now comparing against those splits up in the top corner, because that is the best pace Plaza has. That's the best pace anyone's ever been on, I would have thought. Ooh, nice drop down, angled perfectly for the circle jump. Using actual braking to get around that corner properly. A rarity to see. Maestro just smash into the wall. Now Plaza had a little bit of struggle on this section in his PB. 2 cleans it nicely. It wasn't a major struggle or a fall off or anything, but just smashed into the wall, lost a lot of speed. Could have carried a lot more. It happens. It's the sort of section that can sneak up on you. Now here's where 2 gains time. I think Plaza got confused there and went straight on and hooked it in there. Oh, I remember Plaza got confused and stuck on a drop down late on. That might be where the swing comes previously. What time's 2 crossing the line? We've still got a minute and a half left before 2's going to cross this next checkpoint line. And versus PB on checkpoint 5 versus Plaza's PB, 2 is still 6 seconds ahead. So no swing here. A little bit more, maybe the oomph of a second, but the whole second swings 6 seconds. No time gained or lost. Again, we need to see that number in the top corner. What sort of incredible pace was Plaza on? Because it's a monstrous pace. 10 seconds ahead of what 2's put down here. Which at checkpoint 3 was faster. Oh no. It's still faster than Plaza's run. It's 3 seconds faster than Plaza's PB on that 10-second ahead part. But Plaza was 7 seconds ahead. So Plaza was very good early game. I don't know if Plaza maybe does more resets than 2. I'll have to try and remember to ask him next time I see him. With how many kind of... Because I do very few resets on this map. If I get past checkpoint 1, that's it. We're going all the way pretty much. Unless something really bad happens, we're going all the way. But that's partially because I don't play for as long as these two. I just can't keep the focus up on this sort of thing for as long as that. So when I get 1 or 2 full runs through, that's it. So I don't have the checkpoints to really know what I'm doing. And look at that. There's the time loss. 2 is now... Where are we looking? We're looking at checkpoint 5. So Plaza is definitely behind their personal best run. If you add 13 seconds to 2's time, you get a 47, 48, close to a 49, which is 8 seconds behind 2's 13:41. Plaza, sorry. Plaza had a 13:41 to that checkpoint. So, yeah. Look at that 1 hour. If you've been watching the stream since the start, make sure that you drink. Make sure that you're enjoying what you're watching. This goes for the video people as well. If you're not enjoying, bugger off. If you are enjoying, consider subscribing, liking, following, all of those sort of things. Yeah, you gotta make sure that you're enjoying what you're watching and you're not just kind of, especially with something this long, make sure that you've not just kind of got absorbed by whatever you're doing with this in the background and that there was something you need to do. But if this is just your background noise, keep it on. Much appreciated to be people's background noise. Some people find it a very tough game to be background noise. I know Scrappy very much doesn't stream when people aren't talking. Like, he's getting the same number of viewers, but the stream chat's pretty much dead because of whatever he's streaming is just background grinding. And so people aren't, you know, incentivized to talk. He can't interact with the chat quite as much because it's just grinding. So he turned off his stream when he was commentating the Trackmania games because no one was talking. And I was like, oh, because I quite like Scrappy's commentary. That's decent from 2. Plaza's absolutely had a fall off on this run. That's fine. Not too bad, losing it somewhere around the 10-minute mark, you'd have thought. Realistically, losing to PB. Incredible start though, the pace of that start. If someone can take that with even a half decent run to the finish, you know, they need to compare strategies for the start, because Plaza consistently faster than 2 by a notable chunk. Is he going to get a down ramp? No, but you don't really... to be honest, I don't think you actually want one at that speed. Because you've got to scrub off the speed after anyway. Okay, drop down strats from 2. I don't think we've seen that before. Normally staying on top. Or maybe I'm just wrong. Nice, round there. Keeps it going. Plaza got a bit confused here. Lost a bit of time. Where are we? I'm on checkpoint 6 to 7. 11 seconds the difference at checkpoint 6. 11 seconds the difference at checkpoint 7, so no time gained and lost. Checkpoint 7 to 8 is where Plaza brings it back. So 3 seconds gained there, interestingly. So Plaza having a better checkpoint 6 to 7 than 2 ends up with. What are we looking at? We're into the water section. Oh, there you go. There's that time loss. On the checkpoint 7 to 8. Because yeah, it's about 5 seconds time loss. 5 or 6 seconds of time loss. So maybe not quite that bad. 2 might need a little bit of a slip up, or Plaza just to have a good section through here. We'll see what the time looks like from Plaza's other checkpoints that we're comparing against, but I do remember Plaza having a particularly clean section through here. Nothing's particularly special, but certainly clean. Yeah, 2's not going to fall out the water again, I wouldn't have thought. Amino is taking back Run Quake. At just about an hour after I finished recording yesterday, Run Quake was beaten again. And now Amino has booted it back up to try and go again. When do we hit checkpoint 8? At 24. This is one of those long checkpoints. It's over 6 minutes, this checkpoint. It is a particularly long set checkpoint. Ooh, I think 2 nearly went the wrong way there. It's easy to get distracted ever so slightly on a long run like this and suddenly find yourself a little bit confused as to where you are and where you're going. I think it's why runs of level-based games that are this long or even longer can be so much easier than this sort of thing. Especially when, you know, the second half has actual you've got actual markers of where you are and a restart point to refresh your brain and go, right, you know, it's much easier to compartmentalize it than it is. Ooh, big hit here. That might be why Plaza brings it back, but I wouldn't be so sure on 5 or 6 seconds for that. So potentially a little bit more as well. I feel like I remember Plaza getting a very good boost out of that down ramp there, so maybe it's something to do with that. Who knows, there's a little bit more time to be saved here. 2 through cleanly. Still got over a minute before the checkpoint as well. So potentially there is something else. Ah, that might be where it is. Plaza definitely got some of these shortcuts, yeah. 2 hitting that wall, that's going to cost for the next little bit. And none of the shortcuts. Really unfortunate. Just kind of how it goes with this section. Specifically, you're so deep in the run. Gets 1 towards the end at least, but yeah, you're so deep in the run. Unfortunate. That's where the time loss comes from. The dink on the leg, plus that not being able to get across the cuts. I wouldn't have said that overturn just there mattered all that much, at least for this checkpoint. But it'll probably add up a bit. I don't know, Plaza probably also had to overturn slightly there. You've got to get around that corner at that sort of speed. And there's the checkpoint. Plaza loses another nothingness to 2. But in the PB run, Plaza gains by 6 seconds. 6 seconds in that checkpoint. So now Plaza is 3 seconds behind 2. Or just under 3 seconds behind 2. Next checkpoint we're looking at another 6-minute checkpoint nearly. And 2 gaining 15 seconds. So this one will be interesting. No, gaining more than 20 seconds actually. Goes from 3 seconds ahead to 23 seconds ahead. So about 20 seconds gained here. It's a decent chunk of time. Is this the bit where Plaza got This might also be why Plaza was continuing that run. Like 30 seconds is a bit of a difficult one, but it could be why Plaza was continuing the run, because they do have some late game mistakes in their PB, in the old world record. Nicely saved, keeping some good speed. So I think one of Plaza's mistakes coming up just around this corner. Yeah, Plaza drops into the drops straight in there, doesn't manage to get around, doesn't slow down in time. So that's one little Plaza mistake on this, where we're looking for that 20-second gain for 2. I think it's a long enough section to include the other couple of little Plaza mistakes. They weren't too bad, the mistakes, to be fair. But if 2 gets through them while also already being ahead, that's just more gained time. If Plaza was continuing the pace that they started with, you might see something. But 2's run so far has been very clean. And like I said before, I'm not sure if Plaza finishes as many runs as 2, so potentially the like 2's very good on these longer maps at staying concentrated, staying focused, and not making more mistakes towards the end. But also will take a mistake at the start much better. So mistakes tend to be spread more evenly, whereas everybody makes mistakes. You can grind the start for such a long time. Yeah, Plaza also dropped into the floor twice here, I think. Quite early on. But that's a couple of seconds each time. And then one more on this next section, which I think it's the very next section. Just after here, you slide up a wall. Yes. So Plaza made a mistake just here. Oh, 2 not even taking the wall. Oh, and he gets the shortcut. Very nice. There's your 20 seconds. We're coming up on the checkpoint. Oh, and Plaza dropped in there. Lost speed. Didn't really completely die there, but did lose speed through that section. 2 makes a mistake. Oh, never mind. It's the drop down anyway. Plaza also got confused there and didn't drop down as fast, though 2 also got confused but did drop down, so there you go. 15 seconds gained there, so Plaza doing better at least on this run than they were before, losing 15 instead of 20 seconds. I think there's every chance Plaza takes this record back. Looking at that start, if Plaza can get the consistency, I think there is every chance that he could take this record back. I believe in it. I believe in it. It is a hell of a grind, though. You know, I don't know whether we'll see it anytime soon. It's tough. It is really difficult. I know how hard it is to get on and push this kind of thing. Massive respect for these 2 for pushing the long maps that they have pushed. Absolutely massive respect for them. For those longer grinds. They're so difficult. Like I said multiple times watching these sort of runs, the checkpoints don't make it easy because you can't come back a different time and know where you are. You kind of have to put down a run to have any chance. And potentially that's what we're seeing. Potentially Plaza just put down a run and then started up another run, and that died at checkpoint 4, or between checkpoint 4 and 5, and then they reset when they saw they were way behind at checkpoint 5, something like that. And that this is just a, you know, do the run, look at the stats, compare it. Okay, 2 doesn't get eaten by that stair like Plaza did. That was quite rude. Nothing Plaza could have done about that. Nice little go wide for a down ramp. It's useful coming into this long section. Probably makes... apologies. Probably does make a difference. Misses that down ramp though, that's unfortunate. Nicely swung around that corner. Holding it tight to the wall and just pulling off as the wall gets more and more jagged, and it's going to lose your speed by bumping against it. Very nicely done. It's incredible what sight read things there are that are just kind of, or things you don't even realise you've remembered, but you have. Like coming into this section, I've noticed before, I've realised I'm in this section, completely forgot that it existed. But by the time I get into it, oh, that's a rough one. Oof. By the time I get into it, I know the spacing. That was just for 2. I think it's very easy to think that you're going to miss something and try and check up to get the landing on the floor, where actually you should strafe harder and try and get past it. But it's impossible to know until you bonk. Unfortunately, sometimes experience helps, but even with all the experience in the world, you're never quite sure where you're going to exactly land. This is a mesmerising run. Where are we at then? We're at checkpoint 10. Plaza gains 3 seconds due to that massive eat. On the overall timings, Plaza is 4 minutes 12 through there. Let's go to checkpoints Delta. 9 to 10. Plaza 3 seconds slower. Oh wait, is it checkpoint? Yeah, checkpoint 10. Plaza 3 seconds slower through there. But on checkpoint 9 it was 20 seconds slower on checkpoint 9. So loses 20 on checkpoint 9, gained 8 on checkpoint 8. Yeah. And then checkpoint 11. Oh wait, checkpoint... It must be checkpoint 9 then. Nah. Oh, checkpoint 11's into the finish. Okay, yeah. No. That is number 11. Okay, there's no checkpoint Delta for the finish. Nicely done. I've never noticed that before. There's no checkpoint Delta for the finish, because the finish time is the time, and then checkpoint Delta doesn't have it. There we go. Beautifully across the line. 20 seconds faster than Plaza, 22 seconds faster than Plaza on the overall. Thank you very much for watching. It has been a fantastic month for records. Remember to check out the Crab Cups, remember to check out the Cool Cup, remember to check out everything. There are forum posts for all of this because Discord might be having some issues in the near future and forums are fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, check out xdf.gg/guide if you've watched this entire video and you don't play the game. What are you doing? Get on. It's free. It's easy to install. The guides are all on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next month for the February records. Some incredible records have already been set. It's going to be a good one. I'll see you.